Jim, we're standing beside an autonomous platform, BAE's autonomous platform. Could you tell us a little bit about this platform and what it's targeted at?
Sure. So, as you know, as you probably heard, the Army's looking at next generation of combat vehicles and what those are. And in that space, there's room for robotic combat vehicles that use autonomy and semi-autonomous capability in the battlefield. And what we're showcasing at this show is our Robotic Technology Demonstrator. And of course, we're calling it the RTD because that's a mouthful without an abbreviation. But the RTD is our rolling lab. It's really a vehicle that we use solely for integrating new technologies on it to get after some of those robotic futures the Army is looking for. So we've built this base vehicle. We've built it in a way that's very modular and it's expandable so that we can in fact start with what we have on it right now, which is a current set of technologies that exist today. They're integrated onto this vehicle to achieve a semi-autonomous capability on the battlefield. And our whole goal in doing this is really, I think, a pretty important one, and we're really excited about it, is how do we get soldiers out of harm's way, and how do we increase lethality in the Army units? And so it's kind of that trade, bring the soldiers back, push lethality out, and what a great opportunity to do it with robotics. And we've really put a lot of investment into this, and this is kind of the indication or the demonstration of that investment that we've put in today.
And could you talk us through some of the technology features that are on this platform as it sits here today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to start from the bottom up, so that's the way I remember it. But down at the bottom, we've got a composite rubber track on it. It gives it quiet running. It's a robotic vehicle. There's no one to maintain the tracks. So those kind of tracks go on forever and ever and get great mileage without any maintenance. It also reduces things like the logistics demands on the vehicle, fuel consumption and things like that. So it gets you a super quiet, super efficient, logistically simple vehicle. And so that's the first stop. As we go up, we've got sensors integrated on this vehicle. There's 5 cameras around it that give it a 360-degree situational awareness. There's additional sensors that allow it to move autonomously on its own. So it can move from point A to point B without a human in the loop and get where it needs to be. The sensors are all integrated in such a way that signal becomes great value back to the operator who's removed from the vehicle and allows them to understand the battlefield, take action on the battlefield, whether it's lethal or not. But again, the soldier's far removed from the thing with the gun on it. Above that, we've got the turret we've got on here. We've got a 30-millimeter gun on this demonstrator. You can see on the left and right of the gun, there's plenty of room. There's room for modular packages that are mission-based. You know, it could be air defense, it could be smoke or whatever. Anti-tank missiles. There's room for whatever we want to grow on. There are additional sensors on the sides of it. On the back, we've got some additional smaller autonomous capability. We've got a tethered UAS, which is an aerial vehicle that's tethered. It goes up and it can get intelligence for the vehicle, provide it back to the vehicle. The vehicle can decide what to do with that information, but it also can be transitioned back to an operator at a distance. We've got a mast on it with a camera and a sensor at the top that allows this thing to hide in cover and see over the ridge and over the cover and be able to do its mission without exposing itself. And then on the back, we have a really cool thing, which is a legged, L-E-G-G-E-D, Marsupial Robot. So imagine a little robotic dog that has a shelf on the back where it rides. And if you think about how soldiers and vehicles work together in the battlefield, you won't take a vehicle across a bridge or a culvert unless you're sure it's safe. In my day in the Army, somebody would dismount and do that. Today, we can dismount a robot to do that from the robot. So those are examples of some of the cool things that we've integrated on this vehicle, and it's just a starting point. We intend to go forward and develop this even further. So we're pretty excited about it.
And one thing we didn't cover, the power plant. Is it diesel? Is it hybrid?
Yeah, great question. Hybrid electric drive. We've taken we do buses, hybrid electric buses around the world, literally. We got thousands and thousands of buses out there in normal places and normal cities with millions and millions of miles of reliability built in. We've taken that same engine, those same drives, and we put on this vehicle. And this vehicle, as a result, super quiet, can go forever without fuel, can go forever with all its sensors running, just on the electrical battery power that it's got. And so that's very exciting too.
And something you may not necessarily be able to answer, you've mentioned the US Army's competition for a vehicle of this type. Is this what you're offering, or how close is it to what you are offering?
So this is the Robotic Technology Demonstrator, and this is our demonstrator, and so I'll leave it at that.
Excellent. Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed.